Hey, folks. I don't know how many people we're going to have. I see we have a few on. Okay, that's good. The email list is growing very big, but I need to get out the alerts a little bit sooner to give people time to plan. These usually run about a half hour, a little bit over that. So I try to keep it as brief and concise. I really encourage anybody to participate, ask questions, give feedback on improvement, and we will start with saying hello. Trader Isaac. Hey, brother. Good to see you. All right, let's get ready. And we're going to upvote what stocks we want to apply to the tracking log. Now, Netflix is definitely going to be one of them. Change these to 30-minute. And then we will begin. Larry, hey, brother. Your shirt. I just got back from the gym. How cold is it there? It's freezing here. All right, so Netflix stays. I mean, Netflix, really quick, and just for transparency's purposes, if you haven't watched the best stock charts for the new trading week, we shorted Netflix on Friday. We pretty much nailed it right on the kisser. It hit its third standard deviation Bollinger Band midday, began to fade, and then this is what got me. Saw this shelving action start right here, and so we shorted into that on the break. So it was a really nice short. Changes to a 30-minute view. All right. So if we break this lower band of support, or if we rally and put in a lower high, I'll look to open up more of a short on Netflix. Now, moving on to, we're going to begin with the A's first. These are always the same chart. Is that thing still floating out there? I mean, why wouldn't the TSA have the ability to engage this thing? I mean, if you fly a drone without a permit, you're going to jail. They're allowed to float. I mean, this Biden is so co-opted; it's ridiculous. Can't stand this guy. Chinese walking all over us. Incredible. I heard there's a second one down in Central America, mapping out that area down there for whatever reason. All right. So these are all going to be 30-minute charts. They're always the same charts. Maybe we'll add some. Maybe we'll delete some in the future as we move forward. But we're going to take a look. Do we have any setups going into Monday? And we'll talk about them a bit. I have the week ahead commentary for members. That's going to be coming out. I just got done recording it literally 15 minutes ago. I need to edit it. That'll be coming out later on today. And I'll give you my opinion on the market. I think that we are extended here and that we need to start looking to the short side, at least for scalps, right? So primarily what I'm going to be looking for here are short trades, not necessarily new trades, because I think the market's going to pull back. So with that logic, with that being a known, okay, so now with that mentality, then we can look at these charts and say, okay, what's looking good as a short? Why is this taskbar up here? Oh, I have 4 comments. That's why. All right, I gotta go and read these. Yeah, I didn't do. Sorry, Gay, if you're watching this, I couldn't do a live stream yesterday. Okay. The only way to Frank, I'll check your messages later on. Why won't this clear? This drives me crazy. All right, we have one more that's got to be opened up. All right, there we go. Now this should go away. What is this doing? There we go. Okay, God, that drives me crazy, that thing being up there. All right. We'll be going over the strategies or indicators to use to trade the 30-minute charts. Moving average crosses, or whatever pops up, whatever reinforces the thesis, the short thesis in this case. So I'll give you an example of what we're going to be, how we're going to be looking at these, right? So let's go to Netflix. All right, so you see how I have this. This is what I call your lower right quartile. So what this is showing us is that the momentum indicators are now declining and trading down below 50. So we know that when this happens, more often than not, when you get a rally, if they squeeze Netflix at the open on Monday, in all probability, that's going to fail. It's going to fade, and we could short that rally. So odds are favoring bears when you have weak momentum indicators like this. The moving averages are rising, so there's really not much to talk about unless we go down to a 5-minute chart. And that it really makes no sense to do that. This is more of a macro trade. So the moving averages are still rising. They're not really coming into play here. They're not bearish whatsoever. What we're looking at are the shorter term momentum indicators and price action. Price action finished poorly on Friday. Momentum indicators are very weak. RSI down below 50, and volume into the close was strong, implying that we're going to get more of a movement to the downside. And we are very close to, if not down below, trend on a 30-minute chart. Actually, I already have it there. We haven't hit it yet. No. So here's another way. This was unsustainable. Look at that. That was bananas. To think that that was going to be sustainable is ridiculous. So a really good short. We're up on this trade now. I'd like to add more, though, because I think the market's going to pull back. Netflix did not report good numbers, yet they still rallied. So I think there's more downside to be had here. Hey, gang. Happy to see you all this over the weekend. You're welcome, Gay. Yeah, Thursday and Friday, I just couldn't make it happen. And Thursday was just a nightmare with getting my position straightened out. Okay, Airbnb. Not much going on here. If anything, it looks like a long. If I were not short-term bearish on the market, expecting a pullback, I'd be looking for an entry point here on a breakout on Airbnb, but I'm not looking to put on longs right now. I'm looking for short opportunities. So Airbnb looks okay. Looks like it wants to move up higher, therefore not as short. Adobe, I warned about this one back here, that if they press it again going into Thursday, that it's a short and it should be shorted. And sure enough, it was a really good short. I wasn't a part of it. I chose to trade Facebook to the short side. And we'll go to that in a moment. We have a bear flag set up here on Adobe. I think that the easy money's been made to the short side, so I'm not interested in this anymore. But this is a bear flag setup. It's probably going to break to the downside. If I were already short of this, I'd be looking to book profits. Amazon, if anything, this is a bullish setup. So not a short potential here. If we break out and above this upper band of resistance and the market begins to recover, we'll be looking to buy Amazon. I like the setup here from a long side, but not as a short. Apple, this to me looks like, I'm very surprised with the price action on Friday after their earnings. But the market, we trade the market that we're given, right? If anything, it looks as though uh, it's a neutral with a bias to the upside. I mean, the indicators are showing lower highs, lower lows. I would not buy this until they get resolved. They flatten out. They begin to hook back up. You get a breakout above this upper band of resistance. Till then, I would avoid it. I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't buy it. Broadcom, another one where it was extended. We are now in a 30-minute downtrend channel. If anything, I'd be looking to buy this during a healthy market. So if we get a pullback in the markets over the next couple of days, Broadcom, Amazon are certainly going to be names I'll be looking to buy. And to show you, I got to stop sharing my screen for a second. I'm going to open up my brokerage account. I'm going to show you a potential trade here. Hey, Paul. So this is a Avago. I know I stopped sharing my screen. I'm going to start sharing it again in a moment. But I'm going to bring up a potential strategy for getting long of Broadcom. Okay. Move this way. All right. Move this over here. That's good. Okay. Now I could reshare again. All right. So let's do a hypothetical. Let's say that we want to buy Broadcom. Now, there is no way that I'm going to be buying Broadcom common stock. Let's get rid of this. But what you can do is this. So Broadcom closed at 597. Now, if you're very bullish on it, the key here, if you're going to buy these options, is A, you got to have an edge. What's your edge? 30-minute breakout. The market's strong. Avago's strong, breaking out, behaving well. I would go out at a minimum to April to avoid time decay. Let's go with April. We'll keep it at one contract. We closed at 597. So let's say I want to do this. I want to go with a come on, my mouse is so wonky. This works. Roughly an 80 delta call to the long side. That's an in the money call. And let's say that we're looking to scalp a few points off of this trade. So I'm going to simultaneously sell a 640. So I'm risking on this trade. This is one contract. I'm risking $5,635 to potentially make $4,365. So I'm purchasing the shares One share deep in the money. It's trading 77 cents on the dollar. So for every dollar that Broadcom moves to the upside, the option moves nearly 78 cents. And as it increases, so does the delta. So does the amount that it moves per dollar. So I also reduce the amount of buying power necessary to put this trade on because I'm simultaneously selling an option and it also acts as a hedge. It reduces the amount I could make on the trade, but it reduces the amount of capital I have to put at risk as well. So this is the type of trade that I like, and you could always, if you don't want to tie up that much capital, go with a more narrower spread. Now, in this case here, 61, 60, nearly 62 cents on the dollar. You're risking $2,800 to make $3,200. So not bad. So that's the trade I would put on here. But you need to wait for the markets to get a shakeout. Maybe we're stressing the lower band of this declining downtrend channel. Open up one contract there. Then on a breakout above the upper band of resistance, add your second contract, assuming that the market is now recovering along with Broadcom, and you enjoy your bull run higher. So that's the trade. Boeing. Weak, and it looks like it's going to get weaker. I thought they had good earnings too. So nothing to be had here. BlackRock, we had a position on this. We booked profits. It pulled back. Nothing happening here. In fact, I think it broke daily support. Chipotle, we were talking about this one the other day in that Chipotle was testing the upper band of resistance. And every time we tap that resistance level, we pull back. But so far, it's showing resilience in that it's not breaking down to this lower band. We're right at the midpoint. Now, if this breaks 1684, then we could look to short Chipotle down to around 1650. We have a lower high on Stokes and declining. So that is Chipotle. I did well last week shorting Baba. Good for you. Congratulations. We'll look to short KWEB ETFs. That's China, right? FXI. If you want, we can go with them tomorrow night on Sunday Night Futures Live. Coinbase. This is another one that was very stressed. Looks like we're probably going to pop here, but I get the feeling that Coinbase is probably going to move lower. Big volume into the close. I wouldn't short it here. The short opportunity has been had already. CrowdStrike. This looks like it's going to break lower. Looks like we're setting up for a bear flag setup. Let's change this back to blue. This is a continuation breakdown pattern. We have a lower high. So it looks as though CrowdStrike may break lower. Big volume into the close. Stokes are weak. There's that lower quartile. That is just like a green light to short any rally. Because rallies tend to fade. Come on, man. Rallies tend to fade. There we go. So this is a pretty weak chart. The momentum really hasn't gotten going yet, but if we break 113 and close there, you're going to see a lot of momentum build. Disney rolling over, not much happening here. Nothing to talk about. DocuSign, double top, a break below 64.35 would be the green light to short. I wouldn't short it here though. Not one of my favorites. DPZ, 30-minute chart. Nothing happening here. Simple consolidation. I think they have earnings coming up as well. Google reported. I think this goes lower, but I'm not finding it very exciting to short. Facebook. All right, so we are short of Facebook. Let's update. So Meta. See how we already have a double top on Meta? We've broken the lower band of support. Now we're looking for a continuation move lower this coming week. Price target to the short side at around 179 per share on Meta. So we have two more boxes to fill here, either long or short. Zip. These are 30-minute charts. Zip and IDCC. Those are potential trades for next week as well, but not based on the 30-minute chart. So Meta. Here's that that stochastic quartile, that lower quartile that we love so much. There we go. Rallies fade, rallies fade. So if they rally this on Monday, we'll be looking to lean into the short side. Microsoft, 30-minute chart. We're probably going to fill the gap here at around 255. No reason to put a trade on here. It probably moves lower short term, but there's not enough reward for the risk. mRNA. Now, this is one that we were talking about the other day that we may be adding back on to our short watch. Now, the reason why I took it off was I was talking about it here. This is on, I think, the first 30-minute chart club meeting that we had. We rallied, and I said, short the rally, but if we close above this resistance level, you got to stop out because we're probably going up higher. And that's exactly what happened. It broke out and it rallied. But now it's really, really weak. This is bad stuff. Let's do a more in-depth analysis of this. Daily view. Yeah, I think mRNA. I think the news is coming out of Pfizer in particular is really bearish for these names. I think the headline risk odds favor bears here. So we're putting mRNA back on our short watch list. And we're not limited to 4 top stocks, but it's good to keep a very small watch list. Nike. If I were bullish on the market, I would say that this looks like a bullish setup. I'm not bullish on the market. I think we're going to get a pullback, so I'm not interested in buying stocks. Netflix, we've already discussed. NVIDIA, I don't know why this chart shows up like this. Let's just do this. NVIDIA. Where is my NVIDIA? There we go. Delete. Okay, NVIDIA, it's actually looking pretty good. Now, if it breaks, it's going down to 207. Right now, we're in the midpoint. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't short it. Oh, wrong chart list. God damn it. Okay, I'll fix that later. Get rid of that. PayPal. Oh, very bearish. Very, very bearish. There's your upper band. There's your lower band. I think we're going a lot lower here. At a bare minimum down to 84. That's not a lot lower, but we're going lower. Shouldn't say a lot lower. Big volume into the close. You could see that what they were doing here is that they were trying to get it above 86. No bueno, man. Way too many sellers above. Double top and a break. Trader Isaac, do you think Meta attempts to fill the gap with their huge buyback? Almost 27 points to fill. I think that they can. Yeah, I think that I was in shock by how much it moved after hours, but the market's the market. I guess it was heavily shorted. Caused me a couple of nightmares, but yeah, I think it could easily fill the gap. If the market begins to weaken up, there's the thing about share buybacks. It makes for a really great headline. That if you announce a share buyback, it doesn't mean you have to make the share buyback. You could put the headline out there, but you could not make a single purchase in this quarter. Maybe you're going to do it next quarter, or you're just going to do it drip by drip over the course of the next couple of years. So I don't know if they put a time, a timestamp of when they're going to be done with that buyback, or any other parameters. All I know is that they wanted to goose the stock. They did goose the stock, and now I think it's going to get a little bit more of a retracement. So that's why I'm sticking with the short right now. Qualcomm, another one, double top. I wouldn't short it here, but it is probably going to move lower. Not a top stock, not a top stock to short. Shopify holding in there. Look how it's hugging that 50 mark on Stokes. So I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't short it. Target looks like it wants to go lower, forming a downtrend. Big volume into the close. I think they report in March. Yeah, this got extended. So Target's probably going to press lower. You see what happened? This happened to a lot of stocks. We blew through the uptrend channel, the upper band, and then on Friday dropped back down again. So Target's a possibility. Salesforce.com. Not much happening here. Weak. Stokes are already kind of oversold, so I'm not going to be bothered there. Twilio. Weak. The money's been made to the short side already. Don't want any involvement. Tesla. A lot of overhead supply above. I think that with Tesla, if we break trend, we did break trend. Wow, look at that. Look at that. I think this goes lower. Tesla just made it onto our short watch list. See that breakdown? Right? And they rallied it in an effort to try to recapture. Stokes down below the 30 mark. So Tesla takes the final box. Yeah, I'm liking it. So let's go to the daily chart. Yeah, Stokes are overbought. Note the topping action here. They did manage to put in a new daily higher high on Friday, but they couldn't hold it. There's a fade at 190. So Tesla, we will be looking to, technically we are short. We have naked calls on Tesla already. So I'm probably going to lean into the short side here on a continuation move lower on Tesla. In fact, let's draw trend lines. And there you go. We're right there. We're right there. Let's go to the monthly chart. We're right at resistance. That 200 buck a share mark is really strong resistance on Tesla. Let's take a look at TrendSpider. In fact, let's bring it up here. So monthly chart. Where are my fractal trend lines here? Where is it? All right, they're already on. Not enough data, I guess. Yeah, so here's really stiff resistance up here, but that's above that $200 per share mark. Man, if we ever get up to 237, 238 per share, that's going to be a short's wet dream. But right now, I think for a scalp, short-term trade to the downside, I think that Tesla's setting up nicely. Let's go to the 30-minute. You can see here, TrendSpider's picking up that 30-minute breakdown I just pointed out with the circle. So what we want to know on this chart here, I want to know if we break. And we're good to go. So that's Tesla. Let's check out seasonality. It's a seasonality becomes more difficult in the next several weeks for Tesla, especially once we get into March. Yeah, March is usually a weak month, as is February, up less than 40 or 50% of the times in February, but March is about 50% of the time. So 50-50. So that's it, folks. Um, Trend lines you were drawing on charts pretty much match. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You know what? It's a really good validator of your skill set, having the automated trend lines. And it's not that there are times where I draw my trend lines and then I throw up the automated trend lines that I don't see something that I miss. Like the AI, it picks up a lot of times stuff that I don't catch. But by and large, it's a validator and it makes sure that my skills are honed. So it's good to see. So I think it's a product that's good for anybody that's either experienced or not experienced. So you can always learn something new in this business. So yeah, for those that are not currently using TrendSpider, there's a discount code below, 35% discount code, and I give it away free to our silver and gold level members. So if you're not currently a member, you want to join up 14-day free trial offer, please do so. And once we make these trades, uh, I will be sending out alerts when we enter and exit. So you're not left alone. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Have an awesome Saturday night. And I'm going to go have a cocktail and take my wife out to dinner. And I'll catch you all tomorrow night, Sunday Night Futures Live. Be well. Thanks for being here. Take care.